It's festive, it's creamy, and it has all the nostalgic joy of a classic funfetti birthday cake stuffed inside a rich, decadent cheesecake. Hi, my name is Kyle, and welcome to Wide Campus News and Entertainment. And today, we're diving into the sweet, colorful world of baking because we have a very special recipe, birthday cake cheesecake. Before we fire up the oven, a quick safety reminder for our younger viewers, make sure to check with a grown-up before you start this baking project. Alright, the first thing that you want to start by preheat your oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure the oven will be nice and hot. You need to take only about 9-inch springform pan with the leak proof. You're going to line it on the bottom with a piece of parchment paper and unstraps around the edges. That way, for easy to release, we're going to be starting with the Graham Cracker Crust. We're going to put it into the food processor. You're going to take only about 9 full sheets of graham crackers, honey or the original one. We're going to break this in just about only a small pieces, or so on. You can put like chunks of those graham crackers. You need to measure only about 1 4 cups of those. We're going to put in 3 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar to sweeten up. Put the lid on, and we're going to pulse it until very nice and crumble. And it might be a little quick. And now we're going to put in 5 tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to keep pulsing it until you get a nice coarse wet sand. And always remember to scrape down the sides using with a rubber spatula. Alright, just scrape it over. We're going to pulse it just a little more. Alright, just give that a check and see how it just feels about the resembles coarse crumbs. When you give it a squeeze with your clean hands, you're good to go. Okay, we decided to use a parchment paper on the bottom only, and the silicone rims that might be a lot easier to peel. Hopefully this might be gonna work. We just found this on eBay for those silicone. Let's take the crumb crust right into the prepared pan. You can see it's very nice coarse wet sand. Just moisten it up. We're gonna remove the crumbs off the blade because we don't want to waste it. Right, just spread that all the way. Now we're going to firmly pack it with the back of a spoon or a measuring cup. We're going to be using a really nice Chinese soup spoon. It pack it very easy. You're gonna make sure to firmly pack it on the bottom only, just like that one. Alright, all firmly packed in. We're going to toast it in the oven. Has been already preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, starting with 20 minutes. We're going to come back and we're going to finish the rest of the ingredients. And always remember, after 20 minutes, take it out of the oven and let it cool before we're going to prepare the batter. Moving on to the cheesecake batter. In a separate bowl, we're going to be using a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. We're going to combine these 2 8-ounce packages of Philadelphia original cream cheese brought to room temperature. Make sure it's nice and soft. We're going to put these in 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. We're going to cream this together until light and fluffy. Alright, here's a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. We're going to speed these on for here. Alright, just cream that light and fluffy. Scrape down the sides using with a rubber spatula. Alright, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We like to sift this into a little sieve to break any of those lumps. Alright, we're going to keep going. Alright, we just keep scraping down, get all of the cornstarch everywhere. We're going to keep that. And now we're going to add 3 large eggs, cap that at room temperature. We're going to be in 1 at a time, adding more eggs each addition. You see that? We took it off and we keep scraping all the way from the bottom and the sides. We're going to pour in 1 cup of heavy cream. And then 1 cup of sour cream. Right, let's heat these up. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Then you want to keep whirling all the way around until you get a very nice cake batter. And there you go. We're gonna move this, and we have to fold that right into the rainbow sprinkles. Just get nice cake batter. We keep scraping all the way with a rubber spatula. And now we're gonna fold into very nice, luscious, colorful rainbow sprinkles. We just already went to Target. Here's what I'm gonna show you like this. Here we are. Favorite day, rainbow sprinkles. And it says they only have 9.3 ounces, which has 264 grams. We're gonna see how much rainbow sprinkles they're going to put into this of the cake batter. Actually, not the cake batter, the cheesecake batter. This is gonna be for a nice birthday celebrations. Like we said about rainbow sprinkles, you guys also try with some funfetti for a nice, beautiful birthday cake. Hopefully it's gonna be delicious. We're gonna see how many of those sprinkles that we're going to add it right into here and then fold it in. Alright, we're gonna guess about 1/4 and a half. Then we're gonna fold it in. We decided to put little by little of the rainbow sprinkles. We're almost there. Let's put a little more of the 4th cup. Hopefully this again might be work. We're going to guess 1 cup of rainbow sprinkles. And it is. We're measuring only 1 cup of rainbow sprinkles. And by the way, you guys, we mentioned about the springform pan that we just wrap it on the bottom of heavy duty aluminum foil. Aluminum foil that helps the springform pan from leaking as we bake it in the oven to toast it for the graham cracker crust. Once it's all folded into the rainbow sprinkles inside with the cake batter, we're going to pour it into the cooled graham crust. Has been already toasted in the oven for 20 minutes afterward. And we just already boil it with the hot water into the kettle. This is going to do for the water bath. Always remember to tie it down with the oven bag or the slow cooker liner right underneath the springform pan to keep layering to line over. Alright, we're going to pour these prepared batter has been already folded into the rainbow sprinkles right onto the nice, cooled, warm graham cracker crust. And don't forget to place it onto the roasting pan with the water bath for about up to 2 inches apart, not all the way. Now here's the tip. Use the roasting rack to hold in the water bath because the whole round springform pan goes onto the roasting rack will make it easier and helps all the crust to prevent from steeping over or sogginess. We're going to put it into the roasting rack with the water bath and we're going to return it for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Just keep an eye on it in the oven. Do not overbake. Alright, it's been after bake for 1 hour and 30 minutes. You're going to turn off the oven to let it rest while it's still hot. Open the oven door to a jar. We already decided to use a wooden spoon to hold it easily can stay tight. And the cheesecake prevents from overcrack. So we're going to come back for 2 hours. Alright, after resting for 2 hours, take it out of the oven, with a spoon off the oven door, put it on the cooling rack. You're going to remove the oven bag or a slow cooker liner. Peel off the aluminum foil from the bottom of the pan, or if you just want to leave it like that after it's been chilling. Now the next thing, you're going to cover it tightly with some plastic wrap, and you're going to chill it into the refrigerator for overnight. Tomorrow we're going to unwrap it and then peel off the aluminum foil. We're going to come back for later after overnight. Alright people, we're back. It is the next day. We're going to take it out from the refrigerator after it's been chilled from overnight. And we're going to remove some plastic wrap. You can see that. We're just going to quickly peeling for the parchment. We're going to open out the edges of the rim. Just want to unlock it. Alright, we just unlocked the edge of the rim. Then you want to peel off the straps of parchment. Like we said, we have only for the silicone one. You can see that it's peeled really easily. And now we're going to lift those from the bottom plate. We're going to hold up with the parchment with your 2 hands. And you're going to carefully lift it and place it onto a very large platter. Oh, and don't forget, use the cake board. That was nice. If there's watery on top, you can go ahead to use the napkin to gently wipe it down. Alright, we all just wiped down, very nice and clean. We use only 10-inch round cake board, wrap it tightly with some aluminum foil and tape it down on the bottom. And of course, some plastic wrap just layer onto the aluminum foil. That way for easy to clean up. Once you put it on top of the cake board, we're going to prepare for the whipped cream topping. Alright, we're going to make a whipped cream topping. And we just over freeze this metal bowl, stainless steel one. Now into this frozen metal bowl, we're going to finish it up with the remaining 1 cup of heavy cream. Make sure the metal bowl is nice and freeze. Into the cream, we're going to put these a gorgeous 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Let's grab those wire attachment. We're going to whip it on high until thickened. Alright, we're almost getting thick over. We're going to put a 4th cup of confectioner sugar just to sweeten up. And there's another quarter. And this would be equally a half a cup of confectioner sugar. You can also use powdered sugar as well. And we're going to keep whipping over. Alright, that's done. We're going to take these off and we're going to divide this cream in half. One half that's going to spread it on top and the other half that goes into the piping bag with a star tip. Alright, let's just put a little by little of the cream topping. We decided to use a back of the spoon to spread it right onto the cheesecake. Has been already chilled. You can try with some offset spatula. The half on top for first and then we're going to pop the rest into the piping bag with the star tip. That's going to go for the decorations. Alright, we're just going to pipe one star tip at a time around the edges. We like to pipe it closely around, just give it a swirl motion. And we just made with the rims around the edge of the circles, just like fluting the pie crust. Now, we just already used any leftover of a whipped cream topping. We decided to save these into a little container or a little Tupperware container. We're going to save the rest of the whipped cream topping. Then you have any leftovers. We can top it any breakfast or you can top it any kind for dessert. And now we're going to sprinkle more of the favorite day rainbow sprinkles. And here's the finished birthday cake cheesecake. We say about birthday cake, use it with rainbow sprinkles right on top. You can see the rainbow sprinkles on top of that. The edge of the whipped cream has been swirled around with a star tip, just like fluting the pie crust. Or you can say about the rims, and you can see the crust. It just kind of drips over, but that's alright. We'll see how that works. We're just going to give that a little taste. We're going to give it a snapshot after we just decorate. We're going to give it a slice of cheesecake for those birthday cake, and going to turn right inside with the rainbow sprinkles. Here it is, we just give that a slice. We're going to give you a closer look about those rainbow sprinkles right inside of the cheesecake batter as you can see this. Now the crust, it just almost got a little moist. Hopefully sure it's going to taste great. The rainbow sprinkles on top of the whipped cream, the edges around as well. A whole cheesecake is going to be just the same as is. Look at that. Can you guys see the rainbow sprinkles inside the cheesecake batter? Look how colorful it was. A gorgeous birthday cake. Hopefully you're going to love this. And here's the finish. Birthday cake cheesecake. Enjoy! Did you enjoy this video? Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Check out these other recipes from In the Kitchen with Worldwide Campus on this playlist. Then be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for our latest videos.